What's up, y'all? Here we are in Uptown New Orleans. Welcome back to Free Friday. Subscribe today. And today what we're going to be doing is comparing a store-bought, out-of-the-box harmonica to a custom harmonica. What can they do? What can't they do? Do you need one? Why should you get one? Why shouldn't you get one? Here we are, supporting my local business, Uptown Music Exchange, right here. Speaking of up, we're gonna go up the stairs, greeted by a gato. Here we go, more gatos. We're about to see my man, John Krupa. Hi there. Good, is Krupa back? There he is. Got you on video, bud.
Great.
How are you?
Great.
Good to see you too, man. So, those harmonicas.
Yeah, we got these harmonicas.
What do we got
here.
over here?
We got the Marine Band Deluxe. We got the Special 20s.
Okay. Let's do the Deluxe in A flat.
All right, we'll grab that for you.
All right. Now this is a video for my man Alini, who says that you can't do the things that I'm doing on normal harmonica.
Yeah.
So we're buying, right? This has not been tampered with,
No, this
right?
has never been touched. We don't let customers play harmonicas unless they buy them.
Thank you. This is John
that's the
Krupa, by the
return
way.
policy.
This is a great guitar player. What's your website?
John Krupa Project.
JohnKrupaProject.com. Instagram?
John Krupa Music.
Thank you, John. And did I play on your new record?
Yes, you did.
Dun, dun,
I
dun.
got a copy of it right over here.
Let's take a look at it. Oh, yeah, that's right, the 45. I don't have a
I
record
haven't put
player.
the sticker on that says Jason's name.
Ooh, look at that. And so I didn't pay you to alter this in any way because you know this is a world rife with conspiracy theories.
Of course.
Is there a seal anywhere? Not really. Okay, we can't prove. I guess we're.
Yeah, actually, there's a plastic seal.
Beautiful, beautiful.
On both sides.
Beautiful.
So not have been opened before.
I'm going to open it at home. I'm not going to do it here because I want to have the comparison, right?
All right.
All right. Krupa, thanks. All right, here we go. Eleni, he said he wanted me to get an A or a B flat. Well, as you guys saw, they only had an A flat, so we'll do that. I could have got the E flat, but that would have been cheating because the higher harps are going to overblow easier, even out of the box, Eleni. Now, my man was saying, because of the microtonal video, you can't do that on a normal harmonica. So we're going to see if that's true. He said the overblows, the microtonal stuff, you can't do that on a normal harmonica. We're going to do it. Back to the regular. Okay, y'all. So I'm back home, and I'm going to read Eleni's comment. Now, Eleni, by no means is this video meant to call you out. As a matter of fact, I'm very grateful for your comment. I want to be able to talk about this subject because I think I spend a lot of time pushing custom harmonicas. And there's going to be good reason for that I'm going to explain later. But I think there's a myth that we need custom harmonicas to do certain things, when in fact what we'll find is that it's just a little bit easier, or that the product itself is worth continuing to invest in. So let's read the comment. And Eleni, I'm not calling you out. I'm not, bro. I'm very grateful for the awesome subject of this video. This comment is under my microtonal video, the last Friday video on playing, bends within bends, like quarter tone or semitone or whatever you call it. Microtones is what you call it. Okay, and I quote, Eleni, Eleni Elatus. Sorry, I got that wrong earlier. Let's see. Trying, however, I find it difficult to do these blow bends and draw bend notes. That's normal. Learning harmonica is difficult. Then he says, very few professional players can play these notes to the point where they sound great. I don't know about that. Okay, that I don't know about. It seems like a lot of professional players play this stuff, especially on guitar. Okay. And Mitch Kashmar is another one, and I've heard Kim do it, and I gave the example of Sonny Boy or earlier too. And their custom harmonicas weren't even invented then, right? So it says many times they just sound like a wrong note was hit. Let alone the best way to get these microtonal tones is to have your harmonica professionally set up for this type of thing. Now, first of all, I have never met a customizer. I'm going to stop right there. There's more to this, but I have never met a customizer that has ever mentioned to me that the harmonica could get good microtones. Okay, if it bends easy, then it will take even less effort to get the microtone. But the whole thing about getting microtones is putting less effort in. So as a matter of fact, it may even be easier to get microtones on a harmonica that's not that easy to play. The easier it is to bend, the harder it is to distinguish the subtlety. Okay, anyway, I shouldn't be interrupting this quote, but I can't help responding as I go. That's extremely expensive, he says. So, right, the last statement one more time, let alone the best way to get these microtonal tones is to have your harmonica professionally set up for this type of thing. That's extremely expensive. We'll address the expensive question too. Is it expensive? Is it? Because is the investment in a harmonica that you're going to have for years, we have the A-flat out-of-the-box harp going up against a harmonica that I acquired in 2004 that I'm still using. Now, would it have lasted that long without work? No, it's had reeds replaced, it's been tuned several times or more, but would I repair a regular harmonica that wasn't performing at this level? Probably not. How much did the repairs cost? Not that much. Certainly less than the $80 that I paid for this today. Okay, let's continue. That's extremely expensive. You are able to do that, which is wonderful and allows you to play microtonal notes easier. Plus, you are an amazing, exceptional example of a professional, experienced harmonica player who has worked hard, in all caps, thank you, to create the sound that you're creating here. Thank you. That's very, very nice of you. Very nice of you. But I'm telling you, you can do it too. It's not just me. It's what did you say? An amazing, exceptional example. I'm not. You can do this too. At the end of this video, I hope that you will be playing some of the microtonal bends and maybe even some of the overblows on an out-of-the-box harmonica. Okay, I learned on out-of-the-box harmonicas. So before I could even do it, and I learned on the worst Honers that they ever made in the late 90s and early 2000s, the worst ones. That was the birth of customization because Honer had tanked so bad at that time period. Now they're making some of the most incredible instruments on the planet. But back then they were really bad, and I was doing my first overblows, didn't even know that you could get custom harmonicas. Didn't even know that. Didn't know about setting the action, didn't know about doing anything. Okay. Neither did Adam Gusso. For others using out-of-the-box harmonicas, even a lot of practicing rarely works on an out-of-the-box harmonica. Totally disagree. That's what, okay, so let's keep going. I know many professional players that still use out-of-the-box harmonica players. That still use out-of-the-box harmonicas. As a matter of fact, I would say most professional harmonica players use out-of-the-box harmonicas. For using even a lot of practicing rarely works on out-of-the-box diatonic harmonicas. I would have liked to hear you play microtonal notes on an out-of-the-box harmonica, as I'm sure you could still be able to play microtonal notes. Most of us. it is a challenge. Okay, I'm going to show you it's not as hard of a challenge, that you can do this. Draw notes, I can do most of the microtonal notes, but not the blow bends, because it takes tiniest amount of effort. It's not about more effort, it's about less, my bro. It's about less. This seems more like a specific way of using the diatonic harmonica in order to play better jazz and non-Western music scales, which are my personal favorites: India, Middle Eastern, African, Indonesian, Greek, Gypsy, Roma, etc. Thanks for taking the time to do videos right now. I realize it must be almost impossible after all that's happened. Okay, so that's a beautiful, beautiful comment. And this is, I'm not drawing attention to this or saying that you're wrong, but I am saying I disagree with you. And I don't think I'm an exceptional example. I really don't. So let's get right down to it. I got this A-flat harmonica. This was made by Joe Spires around 2003, 2004. So how old does that make this? 20 years old? Something like that? I have another one here in the same key, an A-flat, that was made by Tom Halchek of Blue Moon Harmonicas. So, and we have the brand new with the seal, right, that we saw, so that nothing has been done. Let's look at, see, it's not my tape, okay? It's right there. So I'm gonna grab my handy dandy knife from my man Sarge, who plays solo harmonica fiddle tunes that are beautiful. And he sends me these knives every year, and I love them. And so there we go. I broke that seal right there. Let me make sure I do this second one on camera. Okay. So now we're going to open it. There it is, right there in the middle. Okay, I'm taking it out. All right. I'm going to put back my knife so I don't cut myself. Okay, because it's very sharp. Sarge's knives are very sharp. And we're going to open it up. Okay. Right out of the box. Key of A flat, Marine Band Deluxe. I asked Elaney on my Patreon, I said, what harp do you want me to get? And he said, an A or what was it? An A or a B flat, because most of us have them. Well, they didn't have those there. And I wanted to support my local shop. Besides, I could use another A flat. It's a great key for playing in B flat. Okay, so in third position. Today we're going to play it in third, second, and first. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to take it out. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play a microtone on 9-blow bend out of the box, having never played it. So there's only one bend on 9. Here's the microtone. Right out of the box. 8. Only one bend on 8. Here's the microtone. Great. Moving over to the custom harp. Wrong side. Eight. Okay, now let's look at the overblows. Oh, starting 8, right there. Starting on 4 blow, we'll go up chromatically to the octave 7 blow. Right out of the box. So, wasn't easy, but it was possible. Now the custom. Much easier. But the microtones were the same. So here, cross harp, second position, the overblow's on 5. Okay, 6 overblow. So it's possible. It's possible. Now, with the tiniest amount of work on this, okay, I could make the overblows even better. As a matter of fact, look, I don't recommend this, but I'm good at this. This I'm exceptional at, lady. This I'm good at, okay? You should take apart your harmonica before you adjust the action or the offset on the reed, okay? But over the years, I've gotten pretty good at it, okay? So I can kind of take a little dentist pick, and I'm just going to go in there and I'm just going to push these reeds up a little bit, right on camera. I might have to go back in there and back them up a little. Okay, that was the blown ones. Now I'm going to go in the back and do the draw. I used to have glasses that had lights on them. It made it a lot easier, but I broke them. Okay, here we go. So I'm trying to make sure this is on camera. I wonder how long this is taking me. A minute, maybe? A couple minutes? All right. Right, here we go. Okay, so all the blows. Right? So there we go. So that just how long did that take me? Okay, let's do a little more. Just a tiny bit more, right? So I'm going into 4 and I'm just pushing it up. Don't do this at home, kids. Open your harmonica up. Watch the videos by Richard Slay. Watch the videos that by the other people showing how to do this. This is exceptional right here. This is me being good at this. I've learned how to do this, but I'm just showing you that it doesn't take much. It doesn't take what? Expensive. It was the word that was used. See, when I was coming up, I didn't have any money. And not only that, there wasn't any custom harmonicas back then. Well, there were, but there was 1 or 2 guys, 3 guys. It was Felisko, Richard Slay, and Jimmy Gordon. And then Brad Harrison came around after that. And there were a few other guys worth mentioning. Tim Moyer and stuff. But those were the big 3. Felisko. Still having a little trouble with that 4. I'll push it up a little more. Right now, like if I was taking it apart, I could see in there. When you can see, you can really see what's going on. So what am I doing right now? Well, I'm customizing my harmonica. What do you do when you get a guitar? You change the action. You have the action set up on your guitar. All right. Oh, I did too much. Let's back it up. A little too much. Because I told you don't do this at home, kids. on a video too is silly. And see, I'm not editing here because I want you to see the real time, like what this is taking me. All right, come on. See, what happened was I pushed it up too far. I got greedy. Got to make you understand. Okay. Ah. Seven overdraw. You know that now something nobody ever talks about is the regular harp has this kind of attractive, airy feel to it. Right? Whereas the custom's a little so precise, it doesn't have that same airy texture. I kind of like that. It reminds me of Ben Webster, the tenor saxophone player. That doesn't have it. So look, there you have it, guys. I think I've proved my point. I guess some people will say, well, you're a great player, and this is what you do for a living, and you work for Hohner and you work for Blue Moon. So here I am, right? Let's talk about that. Is it true that that Hohner hooks me up? Yes, it's true. Is it true that Blue Moon hooks me up? Yes. So what am I here? What am I doing here? I'm endorsing an out-of-the-box harmonica, and then bashing the other company that I work for Blue Moon. So am I picking Hohner over them? No. I'm here to tell you it's not cut and dry. There's not an easy answer to this. It's not one or the other. What I think is that I spent years on out-of-the-box harmonicas that were nowhere near as good as these. Nowhere near. This was like a custom harmonica back in the day compared to what we had. We had to walk uphill both ways in the freezing snow on a volcano that was erupting lava. No, I'm serious. It was not good. They were not good, right? But I learned on those. Where there is a will, there is a way, okay? And it didn't take much. Not much compared to learning the violin, okay? Or learning any other serious music instrument. There are just some things that we struggle with. And some of us may struggle with microtonal blues bends and then excel at tongue block octaves, while others can easily get the microtonal blues bend and have a really hard time with the octave playing. That's normal. Some of us are better at, there's still things I can't do on this that some of my the students in their first 2 or 3 weeks of playing can do. I can't roll my R's. I'm cheating. I'm going instead of I can't do that, and I'm Italian. That's messed up. That's the out of the box harp. I did a tiny bit of action. You saw a tiny bit of work on the action. Look, go to these videos, check it out. If you want to go in there and mess with the action, great, do it. It'll make it easier for you. You should try it, right? When somebody told me about that, I couldn't believe it. I went in and I adjusted all my harps. I made them all too tight. I went to the gig and they were all sticking on me left and right. There was a picnic table. It was a garlic festival in Delray. I'll never forget it. I was playing there with the Knuckle Busters. I took 6 harmonicas down to that picnic table and took my screwdriver and was undoing them and trying to put them all back to normal. So I had to find that happy medium, okay, between too little and not enough. Now, look, that's what you have to find, okay? And if all you can afford right now, and maybe barely afford, is one of these expensive harmonicas, right? And people talk about, oh, well, you know, harmonicas were so much cheaper when I was young. Well, they weren't this good either. This is the best they've ever been. I think my first harmonica cost like $8.50 or something like that back in the 80s, like 87 or 88. And it was a special 20, and then I got a Marine band after that. And I can tell you that it wasn't anything like what these are. These are, the combs don't swell. They're put together with screws. They overblow, as you can see out of the box, right? Overblowing wasn't even a thing then. I mean, it was, but like Howard was the only one doing it, and almost nobody even knew about that. We didn't have the internet back then to talk about that, to share this stuff like I'm sharing with you today. So again, I stand by the custom harmonica, all right? If you have the money, or if you have the time to learn how to do it yourself, that's even better than having the money. It's like the teach a man to fish thing, right? Give a man a fish, teach a man to fish, right? But look, what is good about this? This is good because it's beautiful. First of all, it looks really nice. It's got my name on it. It's red, right? This one. I put the snake on there, and the little evil eye, and the 515 back in the day when I had problems. I put that there. This is a dark harmonica, right? But and Joe Spires made this. This is a Mark Lavoie maple comb from back in the day, right? That's some old school. 20 years old. 20 years old. How many reeds have been replaced? Let's look. No draw reeds and no blow reeds. But it's an A flat, which means it doesn't get played that much. But it's probably been tuned a handful of times, okay? But it's worth tuning. It's worth tuning. Why? Because there's been work put into it. Because it plays easier. Because I put time, or Joe Spires put time, or I put time in it. It's worth tuning so that I don't have to do that time again. How much does it cost to get somebody to replace a reed? I don't know. It's first of all, you can learn it yourself, or you can pay somebody to do it, and it's usually like $25. Is it worth replacing a reed on a regular harmonica that might not perform as good as the last one? I don't know. I would say no. I would say in the long run, I have saved money. I don't go through harmonicas very fast. That's the other question. How fast do you go through harmonicas, Jason? I don't know. I would say that I usually have them about 7 or 8 years before I kind of retire them. After they've been tuned so many times, I just retire them. Other times I keep them for 15, 16 years. I'm spoiled. I'll be honest with you. I'm spoiled now. I'm spoiled. People, because of what I do, because I tour, because I make these YouTube videos and these Patreon videos, and I post on Instagram, and I go to conventions, and I'm hired to talk about this stuff. People give me stuff, okay? And so I'm spoiled. So I have more harmonicas than I need. But if they didn't, I would be tuning them up more often. What I usually do is I send the ones back to Tom, and then Tom sends me a new one, and then sometimes he sends me the old one back fixed if I bug him enough. but it's just amazing. I'm very, very lucky, and I'm very, very blessed. I don't have any health insurance. I don't have any Social Security. But what I got is some amazing, beautiful harmonicas. And but I didn't always, and I had I would say my first albums, Jason Ricci self-titled, Down at the Juke, Feel Good Funk, Blood on the Road, Live at Checkers Tavern. All of those albums were done on Out of the Box, Golden Melodies mostly. Golden Melodies, out of the box Golden Melodies from Honer. Okay, and around the time that you hear Feel Good Funk and Live at Checkers and Blood on the Road is when I started getting in there and adjusting the action. I later learned about embossing and tuning and reed shaping, and then I started replacing combs and flat sanding combs and doing all this stuff when the internet came out, when people started telling me about it, and you can do it too, okay? And then after that, I met up with Joe Spires. Joe, I bought my harmonicas from him. I didn't have very much money. As a professional harmonica player, you don't make that much money. But I used my tax returns at the end of the year, and I purchased a set of harmonicas from Joe. I later purchased another set, so I had a backup. So when one broke, I would go back to the hotel and I would fix it myself. And Joe would get mad at me for fixing it myself. But I had to. I was on the road. And I needed to do it. I got so good at replacing reeds that at one point in my career, I could replace a reed on a set break. On a 15-minute set break, I could go in there, I'd pull my toolbox out, I would find the reed that I needed, I'd pop it out of another harmonica, out of the reed plate of another harmonica, that I would keep all these spare reed plates that I wrote on with Sharpies that had the keys on them, pop that reed out, pop the other one in there, put it in there, what do you call it? You make the thread, you make the thread, there's a name for that, and then put the little miniature screw that I ordered off of a website called Micromark. Somebody told me about it, Kenya Pollard. I would call guys, talk to guys, where do you get your screws, where do you get this, all of this stuff. Very resourceful. Why? I was poor. And I learned to do it myself. Now, what's great about that is now I can come in here and right in front of you, in 4 or 5 minutes, I can turn this from a harmonica that barely overblowed, but did microtonal bends really well, but barely overblowed, into a harmonica that I could use at a gig. Right, I can just use it at a gig. It wouldn't be my favorite thing in the world. I'll tell you what, a ton of it is psychological. Remember I told you about that little airy tone that I kind of like? Well, every now and then I'll put a regular out-of-the-box harmonica in my case. So if I'm at a gig or I'm at a studio session and I kind of want that airy tone, I'll grab that harp. Other times, I'll put an out-of-the-box harmonica in my case because I'm getting ready to go on the road, and I know that harmonica I got is on its last leg, or it's been tuned 2 or 3 times and it's probably going to go bad and I might need it. And I have the intention of working on it in the hotel room, and then I never get around to it because I get too busy. I got to iron clothes. I got to brush my teeth. I got to figure out what time sound check is. Got to do sound check. Got to rehearse this song, whatever. And then I get on stage, and then I accidentally grab the wrong harp at the beginning of the song. And I play all my overblows just the same as I would any other harp. After the solo's over, I go, well, that felt a little harder than normal. And I look down and I go, oh my goodness. It was the out-of-the-box harp. Now, had you told me before the solo that it was the out-of-the-box harp, I might not have played the overblows as well. But because I didn't know, right, all of a sudden I was playing them. The other thing is, if you noticed, it was a lot easier for me to play the overblows when we were playing music. Right, but instead of just trying to demonstrate, right, instead of trying to just do a chromatic scale, it was easier when I was playing music. Why? Well, I was having fun, and I was hearing it, so I wasn't thinking about the overblow. I was expecting the overblow to happen. Right, so a lot of it has to do with our attitude and our approach to things, man. Anyway, Free Friday for you, Alani, for everybody. That's what it is. No editing, straight out of the box. Jason, raw, uncensored, unfiltered. Thanks very much, Patreon. Alani, thank you for helping me with a beautiful video idea. I hope you're not offended by anything I said today, right? And I appreciate all y'all. Go out there, right? Learn what you can on a regular harp. Make your adjustments. Don't break the bank. You don't need the custom harp. But if you can, you should get one. And you should get one from Tom Halchek at Blue Moon Harmonicas. That's all I got. Over and out. Stay tuned for the credits. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Jason Ricci's YouTube channel. 16 years of incredible YouTube harmonica-related content. That's right, 16 years. At this point, over 500 free instructional videos. If you're interested in what kind of harmonicas I play, microphones, amplifiers, pedals, any harmonica related products, please check out my sponsors. These sponsors, in one way or another, also help keep these videos going. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about Blue Moon Harmonicas, bringing you the best in custom harmonicas. We got custom cover plates, custom combs. You can get your name put on it, just like me. Reed work, refurbished pre-war Marine bands. Look at that, they put the little brace there, no more crushing the covers. The Lone Wolf Blues Company, very best in pedals, microphones, almost anything you need for your amplified harmonica need. The Lone Wolf Blues Company, right here out of Ponchatoula, Louisiana. We got you. Harp gear, amplifiers. They got big ones, they got small ones. You know what they sound like? They sound like the best tube amps on the market. Harp gear amplifiers out of Ocala, Florida. Pedal pad, pedal boards. Incredible custom pedal boards built to last, made by two brothers who really, really care. Hohner harmonicas. A Mooncat loves the Hohner harmonica. I like the Marine band. I get Tom to put the little special 20 cover plates on it. He tricks them out, but they play great right out of the box. All of these sponsors are linked below in the description box. What else is linked below? Patreon. Consider becoming a Patreon patron. You'll be supporting me. You'll be supporting the cause. You'll be keeping these videos free for everybody. And you'll get a lot of extra content over at Patreon. You'll get vlogs, occasionally some extra lessons, some posts that you might not see on Facebook. A lot of stuff that I can't say or won't say here on YouTube is over on Patreon. I love my Patreon family. You guys are the best. If you're not into the monthly subscription, you can also give me a one-time tip at Venmo or PayPal below too. I'm a touring musician and I play all over the country, really all over the world with all kinds of different acts. Check out my website, www.mooncat.org. In all seriousness, YouTube, Patreon, my sponsors, have absolutely changed my life. Subscribe below, set reminders for the videos. Don't miss any events. Every single Friday there's a free harmonica lesson and a lot more. Even if you're just subscribing, you're helping me a lot. Those of you that are joining me on Patreon, you guys are helping me to make better decisions with my career. In all sincerity, thank you so much, YouTube, for just an incredible outlet. It's a video diary. I get to look back at 16 years of these videos. I had a lot of new friends, some really fine musicians, made some great contacts in the industry, and it's all because of you. Thank you, my harmonica family.